All right, welcome back to the Game Smash podcast. As always, I'm your host, William Liberty, and with me is this is staying all in. This is staying in.
Fawwaz Mohammed Yusuf.
Today, wait. Let me complete it. And today we got a pretty packed podcast. All right, there we go.
That's my stuff.
So we got Paladin, a new shooter from the guys who made Smite. We got Final Fantasy 15 gameplay that was at Gamescom. We got Quantum Break. Battlefront gets a new mode called Supremacy. Guilty Gear Xrd gets an arcade version. Need for Speed 2015. PlayStation Plus increase in Europe. And PlayStation Experience dated for December 5th. So let's start with what we played this week. I played some more Hearthstone. Some more Hearthstone, getting back into it. It's interesting. I used to hate playing Shaman, right? And playing against Shaman. But now I actually have a pretty decent Shaman deck, and it's actually one of my better decks at the moment. So it's interesting how after playing Hearthstone for like a while, like one of my least favorite heroes to play with has now become my favorite at the moment. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. So I've just been having fun with that, and I haven't bought Blackrock Mountain yet, but I'm probably going to do that soon because I really want to get a hold of those dragon cards. I really, really do.
Honestly, a lot of the dragon cards aren't very good. At least they're not very good yet, because a lot of them require dragons, right?
Yeah, there's one card in particular. It's not a dragon card, but it comes with the pack. It's one where you, when you play it, from every turn onward, your cards in your hand cost one less.
Yeah, Emperor Thorzen. That card is batshit broken.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's cool. Are you save? Did you save up gold to buy the Blackrock Mountain with? Are you gonna shell out
I'm probably just gonna be lazy and just buy it with cash because honestly, I can't but that's the problem I have is that to save up that amount of gold, I would literally I'd have to be I'd have to wake up every morning, do all the quests, continue to win games 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. It would be a really long time to grind to get the gold. So I would rather just pay my way to get there. But it's not that expensive anyway, to be honest.
Yeah,
it could be a
it's
lot
not
more.
too bad. Yeah, thankfully when it came out, I had been saving up gold for a while, so I actually managed to pay for everything with gold.
Nice. But that's what I played this week, pretty much. What about you, Fawwaz?
Well, I think this is going to be This is going to be a first for this podcast. But yeah, I played Hearthstone as well.
Hey.
Yeah, you know what's even more funny is that I also used to hate Hunter.
Ah.
Yeah, so one of the reasons why I stopped playing Hearthstone is because I just got bored. I've been playing the same Shaman, because I'm primarily a Shaman player, and I've been playing pretty much the same Shaman deck for over a year, the same Warlock deck for over a year, and the same Warrior deck the decks were pretty much the same, and I've been cycling through the same deck. So when the Grand Tournament got announced, I was like, you know what? There's this Hunter deck that I was wanting to play, and let me give this a shot. It's not the rush down Hunter. It's the slower mid rangey Hunter, and it's a decent amount of fun. And so I've been playing that, and I've been trying to save up gold because I already have Blackrock Mountain, but I'm trying to save up gold to buy the Grand Tournament. I've pre-ordered already, so I have the 50 packs. Get all the stuff that I want, or enough dust to make all the stuff that I want. I'm trying to save up some gold right now, but it's fun, man. I'm also laddering up. I'm trying to hit legend. It's not working out. I've been stuck at rank 5 for the past 3 days.
Yeah, especially getting to that point, the decks just get ridiculously hard to fight against.
Yeah, it's tough. It's actually very tough. I respect there's people that do this stuff every single season. Like the season starts and they just make legend in like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, like I've always it drives me a little bit nuts when I just see like these decks just like some of the RNG some of these decks can pull out of their ass just drives me nuts.
Yeah. I don't know why Blizzard are so in love with RNG in this game, but they need to stop.
Yeah, it would be nice. Although I have to admit, I still really love what is it, Summoning Portal or
Oh my God, I hate that.
I love that card because
Unstable Portal, yeah.
Unstable Portal just because it's like you're either gonna get something that's completely useless or you're gonna get something that's amazing.
Like I hate cards. You know, just one. Before we spend the whole podcast talking about this, one quick thing. I hate I don't mind the RNG like Ragnaros, right? Ragnaros hits a random enemy. You can actually calculate the variance. You can be like, I have a 50% chance to hit my target, or in some cases, I have a 100% chance to hit my opponent's face. You know?
Right.
But with unstable portal, the variance is so wide. It summons a random creature. There's over 100 different creatures in this game, and like you said, it could be something amazing, or it could be something. It could literally win you the game, or it could be rubbish. You know, I hate that card.
Well, I guess you and me are just gonna have to disagree because I love that card because of how stupid it is. Anyway, let's get into some news. So Paladins, new hero shooter, by the guys who made Smite, and I'm thinking, so it begins. We got Overwatch, we got Battleborn, we got Paladins, and I'm sure Activision is going to be working on their new hero shooter. That's it's going to come eventually.
Blizzard is owned by Activision, so technically Overwatch is.
Technically, okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. I don't know, friggin' what's another company? Epic Games. Yeah, there we go. Eventually. But yeah, like I'll let you dive into this first, and I'll say my piece after. But yeah, what do you think of Paladins so far from what they've shown?
So just as a quick aside, I hate when people compare Overwatch to Battleborn.
Which is fair. Yeah.
I actually dislike it because, like, honestly, if you actually look at the games, they're completely different. Like, Overwatch is only PvP. There's no, at least for now, there's no single player aspect to Overwatch. There's no co-op aspect. It's just PvP. Another thing is that Overwatch is more like Team Fortress, right? Whereas the match starts and the way your character is at the start of the match is the way your character is going to be at the end of the match. Whereas Battleborn has like a leveling up system and all that stuff, right? So I usually hate it. And then in general, I just hate when people do that stuff. Oh, this one game, because Overwatch did not invent hero shooters. You had Team Fortress 2, and you had a bunch of games before that, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
With that said, Paladins looks a lot like Overwatch. Like
it is pretty baffling, and I think there's some things where it's like, okay, maybe this isn't too bad, but then I'm like, okay, there was a particular shot in the trailer where it's like that guy with the shield, and I'm just like, wow, that's subtle. Hey, look, there's also a robot that's also a turret. I've seen that. Oh, look, there's a little dwarf with a gun. I wonder where I've seen that.
Oh my god! Like some of those creatures, I was like, But you know what? Honestly, I don't mind the fact that it looks kind of like Overwatch. What bothered me is that it looks like shit.
Well, it's pre-alpha footage. Like,
I don't know if I've ranted to you about this before, but I hate it when developers do that. It's like if the footage does not look good enough, don't goddamn show it to us, right? Like, just don't show it to us and be like, but you know what? Cut us some slack because this isn't ready yet. Then don't show it until it's goddamn ready.
Well, here's my counter argument to that. Would you rather of them? Oh, we can't show footage yet. Let's just show them a bunch of concept art instead.
No, how about you just don't announce the game until you have the footage to show? Like, I mean, for God's sake, I know for a fact right now, Epic is working on some really, really cool game that they was this thing called that they only have pre-alpha footage of. But the fact that I don't know that the game exists takes absolutely nothing out of my day. I'm not like, oh my god, I wish the guys who created Smite would show me that game that I don't know they're working on. But like, you show me a game that looks like shit, and you're now expecting me to cut you some slack because it's pre-alpha footage. For God's sake, they used some Smite icons.
Yeah. I was looking. I was like, wow, that's cutting some
placeholders. Are you actually showing us placeholders? Like, it's. I mean, okay, like now, we were both in the same program in college, right?
Yeah.
Okay, This is a horrible example, so I'm never going to use it. Scratch that. But yeah, man, it's. I hate it when developers do that. I absolutely hate it. They show us like just. I mean, okay, there's developers that show us quote unquote pre-alpha footage that I'm like, that's not pre-alpha.
Yeah.
Shut up. Like the Battlefront footage from E3 was supposedly pre-alpha. I'm like, that is not pre-alpha, okay? No. Shove that shit up your ass, straight up. That's pre-rendered, not pre-alpha.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked. I mean, gameplay wise, it kind of looked. It was just there, it had a little bit of the it had some of the MOBA stuff where your character level up, but it was different because it was like you had cards that you got at certain levels and you could pick between a bunch of them, and you built up you had like a deck with a bunch of different cards, different bonuses.
I wanted to actually talk about that specifically. The two things that I did actually like from the trailer that I thought were kind of cool is that I do like the mount system. I think the mount system is kind of interesting in the sense like, all right, the maps are a lot bigger, so we're giving everyone an ability to create a mount or like a vehicle of some sort that will allow them to get into the battle faster, allow them to move around a lot faster.
Yeah.
So I like that because it keeps the gameplay fast and interesting, and you're not just like walking across a giant map and not shooting anything.
Yeah.
And the card system looked interesting. And I liked it, but it's kind of funny because I looked at it as like the cards. Weirdly, I got a Hearthstone vibe out of it. Yeah, for whatever reason, I was looking like that design just looks really familiar. I don't think it's not like exactly like Hearthstone, but I got the Hearthstone vibe from it. So that didn't really exactly sell it to me.
Yeah,
but I will admit the card system is an interesting idea because it's almost like getting different buffs, and like maybe you could get a speed buff from what you draw and stuff like that. But I can kind of tell right away, it's like, if you can customize your cards, is this going to be a situation where people have really good decks and they just start out with better buffs immediately? Like, that's my one worry from this.
Yeah. I think they'll balance it in such a way that, like, you don't get the really good buffs until you're a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of. I think because that's how it is with a lot of games. Like with Battleborn, you don't get your ultimate ability until level 5, and then you don't get like buffs to your ultimate ability until like the later levels. So the 8s, the 9s, and the 10s, right? Mm-hmm. So they might do it in such a way that no matter how good your deck is, you don't start out overpowered. But yeah, there could be like a pay to win issue there. But I'm sure they'll. I have faith. I have faith in them. I mean, this isn't their first free-to-play game, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, I mean, like, I don't really hate this game as much as some other people are just like, oh, this looks absolutely awful. Like, I'm just sort of like, it looks like they're taking a lot from other games that we've talked about.
Yeah.
And,
but
it's like, I'm not completely against it. I want to see maybe slightly, more improved gameplay, and let's get rid of those placeholders. Let's fix that. But that's sort of like my thoughts on it, really. But anyway, let's dive into our next game. Final Fantasy 15 gameplay from Gamescom. We didn't get to talk about this in the last couple of weeks, so I thought we'd talk about it now.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about the first trailer that you saw, because it was a very emotional trailer.
Because I heard that there was gameplay at Gamescom. 15 Gamescom, and I got some shitty trailer of a bunch of people hugging each other, and I'm like, for God's sake, people, it's been 11 years. like you lose the right to show CGI trailers after year 2. Okay, so no, stop it.
Uh,
But apparently there was actually a gameplay trailer released at Gamescom. It was a hilariously short gameplay trailer of them running into Marlboro and
mm,
getting bodied.
yep.
So showing kids that yes, in fact, smoking does in fact kill children. So yeah, watch out for that. But
Watch out for Marlboro. That's fuck. That took way too long for me to get.
did you actually never realize that Marlboro was? Oh my god.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh my
Oh god, because I was like, "What the fuck are you talking?" Oh.
Oh my god, Tanner. But yeah, Marlboro. I always hated that monster. In Final Fantasy X, like he'd sneak up on me, hit me with his smoke attack, and my entire party would be poisoned, confused, terrified, and all these other horrible status effects at the same time. And I wouldn't even get to play. I tell due to the sword and his hand always in his shirt. Oron, there we go. I tell him to attack, and he'd be like, "Nope, I want to attack Titus because he's such a punk." I
freaking hate Titus. Oh, this jerk.
But yeah, this battle seemed to go the exact same way. He snuck up on them, and then they were all dead.
Yep. But I will admit, like, even though you didn't like that trailer where everyone was hugging, I was like, well, still looks like a more interesting character than Lightning. I'll give him that.
Oh my god! You are never going to cut.
I will never forget. Destiny is destiny. Lightning.
I don't understand how you could hate Lightning more than Titus.
Titus is up there, but I find Lightning worse because Titus had one game. Lightning has 3.
Touché.
She did not deserve 3.
I'll
Oh
give you
boy.
that.
But anyway, before we start another rant with friggin' Lightning, anyway, looks good so far. Want to see more. Less hugging, maybe in the next trailer.
Yeah, and hopefully we get a goddamn release date. For God's sake, people, it's been 10 years now. No, it's been 9 years. I should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, like this was
years.
like the first time I saw gameplay for this was when it wasn't even Final Fantasy 15. It was Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Yeah, the PS3 hadn't been released yet. God damn, people, are you coding this stuff with tablet with like are you coding these things in binary like hurry it up, for God's sake.
They want to take their time. They just want to relax. Not make things too stressful. Give them some time.
I think I've given them enough time. It's been 9 years, Tanner.
No, give them 20 years. Then you'll get a gameplay trailer.
My sister was 7 years old when this game was announced. She's a teenager now, about to graduate from high school. Like, for God's sake, people. Give us a goddamn release date. Okay? If they don't give us a release date at TGS, I'm just going to be like, screw this game, and I'm just going to stop caring.
It's like I can't take this anymore. I
really can't. Seriously. It's ridiculous. Come on, people.
All right. Well, hopefully you'll get your release date one day. But moving on from that, Quantum Break. I'm going to give this to you because I really don't know what to think of Quantum Break at all.
So, okay, Quantum Break, it's interesting. So, first of all, they announced the release date. It's going to be the 5th of April. Mm-hmm. So, Quantum Break, it's some story about some time travel bullshit. Okay, it's not time travel. It's some scientists that oh my god, they do the time travel experiment and something went wrong, so it granted the three main characters the ability to like manipulate time, right? So like on a basic level, I can't lie, the game looks pretty generic. It's a cover-based third-person shooter, right? But the main protagonist has like time manipulation power, so you can like freeze time. You can do a bunch of other really cool stuff, and the game looks really good, like graphically.
Yeah, graphically.
Here's another cool thing about the game, and this is I saw the trailer and I was like, wow, that character looks like the dude from Game of Thrones. Hey, that guy looks like Iceman. Hey, like this looks like this. I'm like, wow, and then I go look it up, and apparently they're all being played by those characters, by those actors. because the game is also going to have a digital series, right?
Right.
So it's gonna be like at the end, like the game is gonna be episodic. Like in the episode, it won't be released in episodes, but like it'll be like in the game, like when you buy the game, the chapter they'll be split up into like chapters, right?
Right. Right.
And
Right.
each chapter will like at the end of the chapter, you'll in the game. In the game, you'll be presented with a choice, and then the choice will affect the TV show and the game as well. So
Hmm.
it's gonna be I'm intrigued to see how this is going to play out. Like I'll be honest, it does kind of sound a little gimmicky, a little
Yeah,
gimmicky.
definitely a little bit. Well, because this is what I'm trying to fully understand. So, is the TV show separate, or is it more you do the gameplay stuff and then it cuts to like the live action, or?
Yeah, you do the gameplay stuff, and then it comes to the live action
Okay,
stuff.
see, that's a little more interesting, I guess, but it's really weird. I don't know. I think the problem is I've always had a bad like impression when I see games using live action.
Same here.
Like
Same.
it's usually a sign of we couldn't animate this, so we had to shittily film it.
Well, I mean, these are actual actors, so
But
this
yeah, that is true. That
that's
gives me a little more confidence. Like these are
yeah.
legit actors, and
Yeah, this wasn't like, oh yeah, we ran out of budget, so yeah, just
mhm.
use our iPhones to film some cutscenes and stuff. These are like actual big name actors. I mean, these are like actors who used to be big. This dude is on Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
X-Men just came out if like last year. I
yeah,
hated
yeah.
that movie. I digress, but he was in it. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. Gameplay wise, the game looks very by the books. I'll be completely
Hmm.
honest. But I don't know. I feel like the game could potentially end up being greater than the sum of its parts. I think it could
Right,
be a
right.
unique experience, or it could also be shit.
Yeah, it could. I feel like that's what I'm at. I've sort of felt with. It's either going to be kind of cool, maybe interesting, or it's just going to be kind of a train wreck. And that's what I mean. Is like I don't know whether or not it's going to be good or a train wreck. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
bizarre.
Well, you can never tell, right?
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out in April
yeah. We'll find out in
2016.
April. Yep. All right. Well, I guess well, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But next, Battlefront. Battlefront gets a new mode, Supremacy. They talked about on the website that it's people who like Conquest will probably like this mode a lot, and it should be an interesting mode that a lot of people can get into. Lots of action and stuff like that. But what do you think about it so far, for Waz?
Yeah, it sounds because this is like their this is their big team battle mode apparently because
Right.
it's like the maps are really big. It's but what crap, one sec. You gotta capture like control points,
Yeah.
which gives you more control over the map. One cool thing that they mentioned is that if you are getting like I can't remember how exactly this works, but depending on how the match is going, the the match like if the match is close, the match will go longer. But if one team is getting roll stomped,
Mm-hmm.
the matches will end a lot quicker. I can't remember. I think whenever you capture whenever both teams capture a spot or something like that, more time gets added to the match or something along those lines. All I know is they were like that. Yeah, if your team is getting steamrolled, we're gonna make it not last very long. So I was like, you know what, I like that. But yeah, it's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
massive map. It's gonna have almost all the vehicles in it. I think I can't remember the size of the teams, but I think it was something along the lines of 20 versus 20 or something close to that. Overall, though, unfortunately they didn't release any gameplay of it. At
Mm-hmm.
least I haven't found it. I mean, it took me a while to find that Marlboro gameplay, so maybe I'm just slacking on my game. But yeah, I haven't found any gameplay for it yet. But on paper, it sounds interesting. At this point, honestly, I just want this game to come out.
Yeah, I want this game to come out too, and I want this game to come out and then not play it for a month, and then play it once they fix all the online shit that's going to happen. Like it's uninevitable. Like it's so uninevitable. And considering how much of a train wreck Battlefield 4 and Hardline was, as far as their online stability, like I'm not confident that when this game comes out that it's not going to be just riddled with like bad like online bugs and whatnot. So hopefully they'll clean them up as quickly as possible. Like that's sort of
Okay.
what I'm feeling.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm not trying to be that guy, but it's inevitable, not uninevitable.
You just had to be that guy, Fawwaz. You just
I'm
had to be
sorry.
that
I'm
guy.
sorry, Tanner.
We're,
Like,
all right, podcast's over. It's canceled. We can't be friends anymore.
and I can't do it. I
No,
can't.
it's no. You just have to just go. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh man, but yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. I think unless I'm mistaken, maybe they changed this, but there was a time when they mentioned that it was coming out on Xbox One first, but there was going to be like an Xbox One early access type thing. So I guess the point is that if that does, Star Wars Battlefront EA offers early access to Xbox One users. So I mean, if the game comes out and it's gonna. I mean, we have PS4, so we won't be able to get it early anyway. So the Xbox One users can get it, play it, and find out if it's broken or not, and then yeah. And yeah. we I mean, it's also coming out a week after Fallout 4, so I mean, I'm gonna be busy anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's. I guess best of luck for Battlefront. I guess.
Yeah.
But next, you should be excited about this. Guilty Gear Xrd gets an arcade version.
Yeah. So like the Revelator, which is supposed to be like a sequel to. I don't know where these guys get these names from. Seriously.
Oh, these names are amazing for Waz.
Like Guilty Gear 2, the Midnight Carnival. What? The Midnight Carnival plus R accent court. Where do you get these names from? So yeah, Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator is finally getting it's getting its arcade release on the 25th of August, which is Monday. So I mean, it's gonna take. I mean, it's. Sorry.
You can do this.
We can finally get some gameplay to see the new characters because Johnny's coming back. We got a new character called Jacko who's like weird. She's got like tower defense stuff implemented into her gameplay. Jam. Jam is Jam. This old. She's a character from the older games who's making her return, and yeah, she's gonna be playable as well. She's not gonna be playable when the arcade version launches. They're going to release her a little later, but I'm excited to get some gameplay. I mean, and also the fact that it's out in arcades, which means that now the only thing to wait for is the announcement of when it's coming to consoles. Hopefully, it doesn't take as long as Xrd did, because Xrd came out in February of last year, and it came to consoles in December. So, yeah hopefully they don't take that long with this one.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some gameplay of the new characters and seeing how some of the new gameplay systems affect the older characters. Because they said they're not going to balance any of the older characters. They're just going to add the new characters, add the new gameplay systems, and then, I guess they're going to see how those play out, and then probably down the line they'll balance.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a fair thing to do. Like, try it out. But yeah, I guess just hope that it goes well and we get our own version eventually.
Yeah.
But next, Need for Speed 2015. All right, Fawwaz, this is all you. This is all you.
Okay, so they just released, because I think there was like either a closed beta or people got some hands-on time with the game. But anyway, some dudes posted some videos of them customizing some vehicles and doing a little bit of racing. The customization in this game is in depth. Like, you can customize your vehicle down to the T. Like, you can. It's insane. It's actually a little overwhelming how much customization there is in the game. There's also ways around it. There's body kits you can buy that just auto customize a bunch of different parts of your vehicle. But the customization was pretty cool, and the driving seemed cool as well. They have like you got this thing called rep that you earn, which seems exactly like what's that stuff you earn in Drive Club again? Whatever. That thing that you earn in Drive Club for driving well. But the one thing I wanted to ask though is that this game has gotten a lot of bad rep because it's always online, right? Like, playing the game always requires an online connection. Like, because like, is that really a bad thing? Because like, the moment you say always online, gamers just freak out. Like, automatically they freak out. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like a lot of people just do it by default. Because I was
Hmm.
thinking about it,
Hmm.
and most of the games I play on my PS4, I am online when I'm playing them. Even the single player ones. And I understand people's fear is that they'll buy the game and the online will be shit at launch, and then they won't be able to play any aspect of the game. Because okay, Battlefield, Battlefield's online was shit at launch, but you could at least still play the single player. You know,
Right.
Gears
Yes.
2's matchmaking was horrible at launch. You could still play single player. You could still play single player.
Hmm.
But with this, if the online is bad at launch, then you're just gonna have to sit there and twiddle your thumbs, and
Hmm.
which I kind of understand. But at the same time, I feel like people are overreacting because I'm looking at this game and this game actually looks really good. Like graphically, it looks amazing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes.
The car customization looks on point. You can actually you can customize the camera. So that's that horrible drift cam that they had in the E3 video. You don't have to use that camera. And I
Right.
mean, like it's been so long since we had a good street racing game. Like Need for Speed has about had a prior to this had abandoned the street racing setting,
Hmm. Yeah.
and we haven't had a Midnight Club game in God knows how long. So it just looks like I mean, and then the crew wasn't very good. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
period.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, people compare this to the crew and they criticize it because the crew was always online as well. But I'm like, the crew was not bad because it was always online. It was bad because it was bad.
Yeah, like here's my worry with being always online is that well you talked about it before and it's just like if I buy a game and it's always online, right? If I can't if there's something if there's a situation where it's like my internet is out, right? Well,
Yeah.
I can't play it. And the difference is that like people spend like $60 on this game. Now, if I spend $60 and my internet is out and I can't play the $60 game that I bought, or even like the higher prices that games are getting, like $79 for some
Oh my
games,
God.
yeah, it's like I can see people. Yeah, I'm kind of ticked off that I can't play this game that I put a lot of money towards, and it's just sitting there on my shelf. And that's why it's like I don't mind like that I don't mind certain games like I play a lot of League, right? I
Yeah.
play a lot of Hearthstone, but here's the
Yeah.
difference. Those games are free to play.
World of
So,
Warcraft isn't.
well, yeah, no, I'm not talking about World of War. I'm talking about those two games in particular. I know World of Warcraft is not free to play for us.
But no, that's my point though, is that there do exist games that you pay for that require you to always be online. They're
Mm-hmm.
just called MMOs. And just because you give them that label, all of a sudden it doesn't matter that they're always online and that you have to pay a monthly subscription as well,
No, that's
right?
fair. I do understand where you're coming with that. Is that there's certain games that's like, oh, if it's that, of course that's always online. But then there's other games where it's like, oh, why the hell is this always online? I don't know if it has to do with a type of culture where it's like I don't really know a lot about racing games. That, like I'm just not gonna lie,
Okay.
but I will say this: like when I think of like a lot of the earlier racing games, like some of the like Gran Turismo, Forza, I'm thinking like stuff on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you could argue that that's a culture that had a lot of racing games that you would just play against computers or play against, your friends on the couch and stuff like that. And with the always online, it becomes more. It becomes you. I guess you lose a part of that. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's just like if I was let's say if I really liked Need for Speed 2015 and I didn't want to play online. Like I wanted to play against computers or I wanted to play against, just race by myself.
Yeah.
If I couldn't do that, like if the game forced me like I have to log in to do those things or something like that, then
Yeah.
I would be annoyed. If the game at least gives me an option to okay, the servers aren't good, on your online your internet's not doing so hot, play against some bots, play against some, computers, maybe do like a time trial thing, then sure, I could say that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. But I don't know. I just don't like every single thing of the game being connected to online. I don't know. There's something where sometimes it's like people do overreact to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But it is a I feel like it's still a legitimate worry. Like it's still a legitimate worry, but I just don't feel like people need to overreact as much as they do. Like I guess that's my opinion, really.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, at least like who knows? Maybe Need for Speed, 2015 will come out. It will blow everyone's minds, and then I'll just look like an idiot. Who knows?
Yeah, I think the main issue is that console gamers haven't found a game that has done always online well.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fair. That's pretty
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. I think that's where the issue is. So like the game hasn't been released on consoles yet that always requires an online connection, and console gamers are like, I can definitely see why. So like when you think of always online, you attribute it to just a bunch of bad games, like need like the aforementioned The Crew and a couple of other games. So I guess that makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I think you know what, that's actually a really good point. Is that is part of the problem, is that PC culture has like a slew of really good always online games, whereas console culture is a little bit more rough, to say the least.
To say the least.
But yeah, it will be interesting to see. Like it would be interesting to see like if eventually, if we do start getting a lot of really good always online games on the consoles, that it will start being less of a taboo thing to say always online for like a console game.
I think so. Like, if this game comes out and it's really good, and you can definitely understand why it requires, you can see the benefits in always requiring an online connection, then I think people will start to warm up to it a little bit. And then, like say one or two other games come out that do the same thing, and then, that's how you gradually shift people's perspective.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of shifting people's perspective. Yeah, that was a bit of a stretch, but whatever. Sony have raised the price of PlayStation Plus in Europe.
Yep.
So, I actually read this really cool article on GamingBolts.com.
Yeah.
Quick in there. But yeah, they were talking about how are Sony derailing from their vision. So, when the PlayStation 4 got announced, right? One of the reasons why it was flying off the shelf, one of the reasons why it was flying off the shelf was because Microsoft were incompetent, but also because Sony they sold the PS4 as a console for gamers. Like if you just want to play good games with no restrictions, no always online restrictions, you buy a PlayStation 4. And then they also did all the nostalgia bullshit with that commercial that's like 20 years and blah, 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 right? Yeah, man, and then, Microsoft came out and talking about multimedia and all this other shit that no one cares about. So, yeah, man, the PlayStation 4 seemed like the console of choice for gamers. Ever since and then it was also, the PS4 also cost less than the Xbox One. Ever since then, however, Sony have slowly but surely been moving away from that, right? Like first of all, in Canada, the PS4 costs $450. The Xbox One costs $350. The PS4 used to cost $100 less. Now it costs $100 more than the Xbox One. Like it's the PS4 is the only console I've ever seen that went up in price after launch.
That is definitely a weird thing. It probably had to do with certain hardware things that they needed to fix. At least that's why my guess, but it could be a couple different things.
But you see, that's the thing right there, Tanner, is that your first inclination is to defend them for increasing the price of the console in the country.
I'm not defending them. I'm just saying it's a possible reason, but I'm not saying that it's like, oh, I'm so glad that they increased the price in Canada. I'm just saying that was a possibility of a reason, but no, I do agree with you. It's still bullshit regardless.
Yeah, and that's my point, though, is that, because Sony started off with such goodwill, everybody is inclined to let them get away with dicking us over. Right? Because, when you actually think about it, and this is what I was complaining about after their E3 press conference, right? Sony announced the PlayStation 4, right? When they announced the PS4, they showed Knack, which ended up being shit. They showed, point is, okay, sorry, I forgot the games that they showed because, the point is, Sony have really not shown that many games for the PS4. You think about it, and even after their E3 press conference that was, amazing and that was quote unquote amazing and everything, you look at their 2016 And they've got The Last Guardian, which is a 10-year-old video game. They've got Horizon Zero Dawn, which looks insane. They've got Uncharted 4. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about that. And then that's 3. That's all they've got in 2016. Final Fantasy 17. Final Fantasy 7 is not coming out in 2016, and neither is Shenmue 3. And Final Fantasy 7 isn't even an exclusive to the PlayStation. It was just announced at Sony's press conference. Which is another point that I'm trying to get to, is that they spend so much time and money getting exclusive content or getting these games to come out first on the PS4 that they aren't spending any time or money releasing announcing actually interesting games. Like on the flip side, you look at the Wii U. Like let's not even talk about the Xbox One. You look at the Wii U, Bayonetta 2, Splatoon, what's this thing called? Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Brothers. Oh god, there's another one that I keep forgetting. There was a new Mario Galaxy on the Wii U, right? No.
There was a new Mario, I think.
Yeah, Mario Maker, which is like little bit
Mario
fun,
Maker,
but whatever. Star Fox, god, what's that other one? The other Platinum Games game.
Wonderful 101.
Wonderful 101. That's just off the top of my head. Games for a console that I don't follow at all. Xenogears or Xeno whatever that thing is called. Off the top of my head, I've just named 8 really, really, really good games that either came out this year or are coming out sometime next year. Zelda, Wii U. The Wii U, the one that always gets criticized for not having games on it, has more games than the PS4. But because Sony they're there at their press conference showing us Call of Duty Black Ops 3 because I'm supposed to care. The press conference, they spent more time showing us Battlefront, Black Ops 3, Brotherhood, Arkham Knight. They spent so much time showing us third-party shit to try to deter from the fact that they have nothing. I mean, for God's sake, Until Dawn is their big game?
I wouldn't say it's their big game, but yeah, it is. I agree with you in the sense that it's Until Dawn it's weird that they're putting a lot of money into it.
Okay, sure, I criticize re-releases, but if you're going to re-release a game, you do it the way Rare did it with Rare Replay. They re-released 20 games and sold it for half the price of one game. They didn't re-release God of War 3 and then charge us full price for that shit.
No, I agree. That I agree is garbage. Yeah.
Sorry?
That I agree is garbage. God of War 3.
And then they have the Uncharted re-release that's coming out later this year as well. That's just Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. And with better graphics. It's like they've forgotten. It's like they've gotten. I expected them to get complacent because it's Sony. Sorry, because they're a big company. It's what they do. So Nintendo did it, Microsoft did it, and Sony did it. PS2 to PS3, they did it, right? But it seems like I expected them to wait until the PS5 before they started getting complacent. But it seems like they can't even wait that long because
PS5 is going to be the greatest console in the world for Fawwaz.
Sorry?
No, I just said the PS5 is going to be the greatest console in the world for Fawwaz. Come on.
I mean, and this ties into the next thing because the next two things that we're talking about, they kind of go together because they announced that there's a PlayStation Experience that's happening December of this year, right?
Okay.
And little bit of trivia actually for all you listeners. The PlayStation Experience that happened last year was actually what led to the creation of the Game Smash podcast because I was so disappointed by the PlayStation Experience that I wanted to rant and I wanted somebody to hear me rant. So I called up Tanner.
This is full circle because we have giant Fawwaz rant at the beginning and giant Fawwaz rant here on our anniversary, pretty much.
Yeah, man, because the PlayStation Experience last year, they spent the entire time, announcing a bunch of third-party exclusives, and here's the other thing that really pisses me off is that everyone is there criticizing Microsoft because Tomb Raider is a timed exclusive, and I'm like, okay, it's a timed exclusive as opposed to Destiny that isn't exclusive at all. It's just at Sony's press conference because or Battlefront or Black Ops 3 or Battlefront Field. Oh my god, why did they have to name them so similar? Battlefront. There we go.
Well, you're really struggling with that one, Fawwaz. Holy crap.
or Assassin's Creed Syndicates, or like all these other games that are actually just straight up third party, not even third party timed exclusives, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Microsoft is there with. I mean, Quantum Break looks like shit, like you know.
We talked about like here's my 2 cents on this. It's like, yes, I agree with you with a lot of what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, Sony could probably be putting out a lot more content. They could be putting a lot more interesting content. The Wii U has a lot more interesting content, but it's a weaker console as a whole.
It is.
Like, it is. Like, that tablet thing is the fucking worst thing in the world. It really, really is. As someone who owns a Wii U, the tablet is really bad. But the thing that like I said, is like, with the PlayStation 4, is that, like, it's like, yes, I'm tired of the re-releases. I'm tired that we're not getting a lot of crazy new games, but the games that you don't care about are the games that I really care about. Like, I really care about, I really, really care about Last Guardian. I really, really want to see that. I really, really care about the Final Fantasy remake, especially seeing a lot of people just get so excited to see that game come out. And, you know, there's a couple other things where the games could be better, obviously, and we could be seeing more of them, but I don't know. I'm not against Sony, but the fact that they're trying, we kind of went off the point where it's like we're trying to re-emphasize the fact that they're increasing the PlayStation Plus, in Europe, and that is a problem. That is a problem. Just getting back on track, it's like the price increasing in Europe does suck. Like, it sucks a lot. And the reasoning behind it is more like they want to make a better infrastructure, right, for the PlayStation Plus. That's their official reasoning. And my response to that is kind of like, well, you said that when you started PlayStation Plus, like from the beginning. From the very beginning, you said that the reason why we weren't going to get free online for PlayStation 4 was because you were trying to make a more stable online, infrastructure. And I will admit, the infrastructure for PlayStation Plus is pretty good. It's better than it was when it was free. Like, that's sort of like how I feel about it. But still, like, the fact that they're charging in Europe, like, more money, it's like, really? Like, come on, guys. But also, with what you said before, it's like, yeah, they need to release more content, for sure. Absolutely. They need to release more content. They need to get more stuff going, that's, more interesting, more creative. But in the end of the day, like, I love Bloodborne. I'm always gonna love Last Guardian, and I think that I am worried that they are getting really high and mighty, and in a lot of ways they are. Like, in a lot of ways they really, really are. But we'll see how they do in the upcoming years. But I agree with you in the sense that Xbox has done a big turnaround. The Xbox, they started out really bad. Like, all Sony had to do was pretty much point at them and laugh. Like,
yeah.
That's what they had to do, and that's what they sold it. And that's because at that time, it was the Xbox One seemed so anti-gamer that all they had to do was make the PlayStation 4 look like a gaming console. That's all they had to do. And now that the Xbox One has sort of turned around a bit, it's getting better. They're trying to get better games with Games of Gold. There are more games out for the Xbox One now, and it's a much more improved console. It seems like the Xbox One being absolute trash in the beginning kind of gave Microsoft the initiative, or the kind of like the initiative to, like, okay, let's try and improve as much as we possibly can.
Yep.
Whereas I guess I can see your point where it's like Sony was so high, it was so like in the lead in the beginning, and the Xbox One seemed so disastrous at that time that they didn't really have to improve that much. All they had to do was work around how bad Microsoft was, like, shooting itself in its own foot.
Yeah.
And I can agree with that. But yeah, like I said a couple, seconds before, it's like I really love Bloodborne. So I will say, I will counter argue, and there are really good games on the PlayStation 4. There are some really fantastic ones. I love Bloodborne. I love Rocket League. Rocket League's a great game as well.
Rocket League's coming to Xbox One.
It's coming, but it's out now for PlayStation 4. But yeah, okay, fine. I agree with you.
And that's my point, right?
I know, but that's your point. But I'm trying to say that it's like there are, like, saying that there's no games for the PlayStation 4. Like, I don't necessarily agree with that to a certain extent.
I never said there's no games for the PlayStation 4.
So you're saying more...
There's not a lot of
There's
them.
not enough. Okay, that's fair. That's fair then. Okay.
I mean, just look at the next couple months, right? Sure, Gears of War re-release. I hate re-releases, right? Rare Replay, I make an exception for because, you know...
It's a bunch of games. It's a collection.
It's a bunch of games. So yeah, you got Rare Replay, you've got Halo 5, you've got Fable Legends, you've got Forza 6, and there's one other Tomb Raider, and you've got Tomb Raider coming out. Sure, let's ignore the Gears of War re-release, right? So that's 5. That's 5 coming out. You know what? Sure, and you've got the Gears of War re-release and Rare Replay. I think I counted Rare Replay twice. So that's 6, right? Yeah. And then on the PS4, you've got Until Dawn, you've got God of War 3 re-release, and then you've got Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 re-release.
Mm-hmm. But you also okay.
And then moving into next year, right? You've got Quantum Break coming out in April. You've got Season 3 for Killer Instinct coming out in March. You've got Crackdown 3 coming out in the summer. You've got Record that's supposed to be coming out early next spring. You've got Halo Wars that's coming out next year. And then there's still what's that game called again? Phantom Dust. There's still Phantom Dust that we haven't heard a whole lot about. That should be coming out. So like right out the gate, I already know 5 Xbox exclusives, period. Not timed exclusive, not console exclusives, nothing. I already know 5 Xbox exclusives that are coming out in 2016. And you know what? I'm not going to criticize Sony for 2016 yet because they still have TGS where they're going to show us some more stuff. They said they're going to be a Paris game show and they're going to have the PlayStation. So in January or December, when we're talking about the PlayStation experience, I'm gonna revisit this topic and see how much better their 2016 is looking, because their 2015 was abysmal. Bloodborne is amazing. I'll give them that, but that is literally all they released this year. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, or exclusively for sure. And I guess that's the problem is that more and more as games start to become third party, it's like it causes so much strife over who has the better exclusives. Like it's so important now for that.
Well, I mean that's always been the case.
But I agree with you. It's always been the case. It's interesting now that that we see it's interesting to see the transformation between people really getting behind Sony because Xbox One really shut the bed, and now a lot of people super shit now, and to a certain extent they aren't releasing the content that they should be. They aren't. But it's interesting to see how it's sort of there's this giant power struggle between the two at the moment, and then the Wii U sort of just sitting there doing what the Wii U does.
It's a shame that the Wii U, the console, is such shit, because I would honestly if the Wii U had the PS4's architecture, I would have bought it instead of a PS4.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
It's a shame that the Wii U's console is such a bad console. It really is, because the games on the Wii U are dope. They've got a lot of dope. Hey, just a quick aside. Pokken Tournament is actually coming to Wii U in 2016. So that's another really cool, interesting, unique looking game that's coming to Wii U. But yeah, man, it's a real shame that the Wii U is such a crappy console, because if it was just the games, I would buy that thing in a heartbeat. But right. I'm not about to start using friend codes and be playing multiplayer shooters that I can't chat with my friends in. I'm sorry, I'm still on that.
But you know what? Before we end all this up, I gotta ask you, what do you think they're gonna show at the PlayStation Experience this year? What do you think?
I'm cautiously optimistic this year, because I feel last year they spent a lot of time celebrating the 20th anniversary, so it was a bunch of third-party bullshit, right?
Right.
But like Sony have a lot of developers. Sony have a lot of first-party developers. I think of the big three, they have the most first-party developers, unless. So I feel like a lot of the teams that haven't shown anything yet are gonna show some stuff. So I mean, at the very least, we're gonna see more Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But and then hopefully with Uncharted coming out like early, we're probably gonna get an Uncharted release date. If not there, then probably at like Paris Game Show.
Yeah, something.
Do we have a release date, or is it just early 2016?
I think it's still early 2016.
Okay, so we're probably gonna get an Uncharted release date. Hopefully, they don't spend too much time on Uncharted because, like PlayStation Experience last year, they spent a lot of time on Uncharted, and then they're gonna have another one this year, and it would be like, yeah.
I don't want them to do Uncharted. I really want to see Bloodborne DLC. That's what I really want to see.
Yeah, they're probably gonna announce the Bloodborne. I thought it was gonna be at Gamescom. I thought for sure Bloodborne DLC was gonna be announced at Gamescom. But yeah, it's definitely going to be by the PlayStation Experience. I expect us to have an Uncharted release date, Bloodborne DLC. We're probably gonna see more of that Dreams game that they're working.
I'm blanking on the company name. Media Molecule.
Media Molecule. Yeah. And hopefully because like at the PlayStation Experience last year, they announced a couple of first-party exclusives. The issue was that these first-party exclusives, well, first of all, they just didn't look good. They announced Kill Strain. Have you heard of Kill Strain?
A little bit, not that much actually.
Exactly. Neither have I.
Yeah.
Then they announced Drawn to Death.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like a free-to-play third-person shooter-looking thing. It was alpha footage, and it didn't look very good. So, hopefully we see some good gameplay of one of those games that can change my opinion of them. Or they announce some third-party exclusives that aren't free-to-play games with alpha footage, you know?
Yeah.
I just want video games. Okay, and here's the thing. Okay, sure, there's a lot of multi-platform games, but I paid $100 more for my PS3 than I would have paid for an Xbox One, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
fair enough.
With that said, if all I am playing are third-party games, then I wasted my money because I one and deal with a better online infrastructure and Xbox Live. I don't get, it doesn't crash like every 3 months or some shit like that. But yeah, man, I want to see more Horizon Zero Dawn. I want to see new IPs from Sony's other studios. Like the God of War studio said they're working on God of War. I swear to God, if they announce God of War 4, Tanner, I might just go out and sell my PS4. Like just straight up.
Honestly, for me, it's kind of like I don't really feel that cheated because, like I said, I as soon as I saw Bloodborne gameplay, I was like, I have to play this game. I have to play Bloodborne, and I love Bloodborne so much. And it's like, I know that eventually, the thing is, yeah, we need more Bloodborns. We need more creative stuff like that. And once Sony starts, putting that in gear, then it'll be fare a lot better. And plus, I feel like the console's it'll be interesting to see by 2016. 2016 will be the deal breaker, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if the PlayStation 4 hasn't got a really creative library by 2016, then the PlayStation, then Sony pretty much has just kind of given up at that point. But yeah, we'll definitely see where this goes for sure.
Yeah.
But let's see what we get at PlayStation Experience. We'll see for sure. But anyway, I think with that, we're gonna have to wrap this up. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you leave a comment in the comment section, we'll make sure to answer it in the next podcast. And as always, this was William Liberty and
Fawwaz, Yusuf.
And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.